There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly. You have all these people around, you know, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape from around me, just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that, like, I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live, drinking, smoking.
Justin Bieber is making a comeback, and honestly, it is quite the remission.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy. Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, put the front shot in.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Hollywood and its elites are known for funding shady activities and doing things that they shouldn't, mostly Diddy lending a hand to groom young artists. However, that hasn't stopped these powerful individuals from doing what they enjoy doing the most, and that is exploiting others for their own messed up gain.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that. Can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Well, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. Exactly. It's up.
Of course, we also have people who are not afraid to stand up against these elites, and looks like Bieber has recently joined the army.
I started valuing the wrong things in this business because there was things dangling in front of me. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I do this, I'll be happy. I never had that security in a family. I never had that consistency. I never had the reliability and the accountability and all these things that make you understand the way the world works.
Here's everything you need to know.
Nobody ever tells you that, like, when you get to the top, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's just more of that. If you want it, you know, I had ground and scraped and fought to make movies and to make the things that I wanted to make and to sell books and sell scripts. And I was doing all those things. And then I get there and I'm like a broken shell of myself with this relationship that threatened to sort of like truly like wreck my life. And I had done nothing to deserve that. And, you know, I'm like, what is life? Like, what, you know, I'm so backwards.
An unsettling network of influential people in Hollywood who routinely groom young musicians under the idea of mentorship has been brought to light as a result of actors finally taking a stand against the alleged system.
Everything you wanted to do, you
Yes.
were doing, but you still weren't happy.
But I was, you know, but I'm a victim. I'm a product, I should say, of these systems that we all survive in, which is, you know, this sort of capitalist-driven, corporatocracy kind of driven way of merchandising and commercializing every thought and fear and moment that we have in our lives, and never giving us a chance to slow down. And you know, when I was able to, I was on my way out, and I saw my kids, and I saw them grown up, and they
You
were
really
asking,
saw that?
Yes, I did, and I saw them asking me, just like a mature, grown adult would say, you know, say something very calmly without emotion, like, "Please don't do this."
It is Bieber's opinion that the industry is home to a dangerous culture in which influential personalities take advantage of and manipulate talented individuals who are fragile. Bieber reveals the difficulties of navigating an industry that frequently turns its back on individuals who are struggling with exploitation by sharing his own struggles as a young musician.
16.
You're not ready. Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down,
One
okay?
step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. they're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
And even though the entertainment industry has a tendency to conceal those who commit abuse, he stresses the importance of protecting young artists from the widespread abuse that occurs inside the industry.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters. And
by committing to speak out against the concerns of grooming and exploitation done by Diddy, Justin Bieber has recently distinguished himself from other artists.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh?
No.
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright has made bombshell disclosures, asserting that Clive Davis, Diddy's mentor, may have introduced him to the Illuminati through cryptic, mysterious activities that are only known to the elite of Hollywood. Take a look.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too. And congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim's dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. He said, the objective of Bad Boy is to kill talent. We don't want talented as a bad boy. Talented motherfuckers think they gotta say. Oh, a talented motherfucker will tell you, I'ma turn in my album when I feel like it. He said, but see, if we get people with no talent, and then we make them look like stars, see, we have total control. Because without us, they can't be the shit. He said, that's how we're gonna run this label, and we're gonna run these motherfuckers into the ground, and I'm gonna make all of you rich. And that was his pep talk at the Kit Kat Club in 1996 to his interns, who are now mostly, executives at Bad Boy.
Not only that, the emergence of Diddy has been accompanied by a multitude of allegations, including allegations of abuse of his ex-girlfriends, real sound clip trafficking young men, and murdering his friends. Yet, he appears to be unaffected by these allegations.
He was doing to people that he never thought that it would come back at him. Now, if he never did anything to those girls, if those girls was lying, then he would have never settled out. It was a girl that came out, Cam, 2.5 years before Cassie came out, and went on a major platform and told him how he was kicking her, beating her, and made her get rid of 2 kids. A girl named Gina came out on a major platform that he was dating, that she had texts from Cassie, and her and Cassie was texting each other back and forth, and Cassie was saying, I don't hate you, I know how he is, and they was talking about each other and talking to each other. She came out 2 years ago. So you tell me, Cam, why didn't nobody take her case?
Maybe they didn't believe, I mean, I could guess. I mean, maybe they didn't believe him because he's puffy. He got a lot of star power. He can fight back, you know.
She had no lawyers or nobody that was interested in going through that battle, and that long drawn out court battle, that they had to file papers, they had to do that 2-3 years ago, 2-3 years down the road, she ain't coming up with a dime. Cassie had the lawyers and the people who put the money behind the lawyers to make sure that her case was clam tight.
Currently, Wright claims that Clive Davis was a significant contributor to the fact that Diddy was protected from major investigations and charges brought against him, including Whitney Houston's murder.
It's strictly for the purposes of financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis.
Including Clive Davis.
Clive Davis. This ain't a film to celebrate Whitney Houston. This is a film to, you know, pay the piper.
He was the one trying to bring her back, though, at the time of prior to her death, right? Oh.
He needed her back.
Oh, yeah.
He needed her back, but he needed her back and under his control.
There is a strong correlation between Diddy's extensive connections, particularly with Clive Davis, and his seeming immunity, according to Wright's theory.
I cannot take anything away from where he has been extremely effective.
Yes.
He knows pop culture. Matter of fact, he probably knows pop culture better than he knows music.
I never felt like he had a lot of talent in music. Is that fair for me to say?
I mean, nobody really cares about him rapping.
Right.
I didn't know why he did that, but then again, why not do it? They're listening to all these other like artists that you're putting out. Why not be one too and get that extra check? Like the people are buying into your brand, why not take it all the way? I'm not hating on him for getting money.
Me either.
I'm just hating on the way he got it. And I'm hating on the overall effect of what it's done to not only the artist on his label, the artist that got shelved, the artist that got dropped. Not only that, but what he did to culture.
In her allegations and Bieber's belief system, they suggest that Diddy may have paid a severe price for his wealth and position, which may have included providing services to higher-ups and exploiting important male celebrities, among other things.
You know, there are certain people that hang out with certain groups of people, and you see them. They're in pictures, they're on the red carpet, they're around. But then things start popping off, you don't see those people. They're not in those pictures. They're not on the red carpet. They're nowhere around. So where the hell were they? They're at every other party. They're in every other picture. They're standing by you everywhere else except for when this person went missing or this person got shot. You know, the art of misdirection is a skill that most record executives use. So considering that the public has absolutely no idea what's happening behind the curtain or behind the velvet rope, it gives them a great advantage to paint whatever story they want to paint.
Not to mention, according to Wright, the lawsuit that Cassie filed against Diddy, in which she accused him of unspecified crimes, lends fuel to Wright's claims and raises doubts about Diddy's alleged involvement in illegal operations, particularly in relation to the trafficking of individuals inside the entertainment industry.
He get the sex trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform sex acts with different, you know, male prostitutes and different people, sometimes against her will. You know, we look at this and we said, well, that was his girl and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire, and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted the career, she wanted to do the music, she wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro. And now that she came out and telling everybody her story and what happened to her, people are finding fault in her. People are saying that she ain't right for putting a lawsuit against him, but she earned every bit of that, bruh.
Beyond that, Jaguar Wright also claims that Diddy's membership with the Illuminati, sponsored by Clive Davis, has insulated him from legal ramifications, allowing him to operate with apparent impunity despite serious accusations. Following Wright, we also have Cat Williams, who has recently spoken up about Diddy and asserts that Diddy is 1,000% involved in sex trafficking and is making use of the music and entertainment industry to facilitate his illegal operations.
I'm a proponent of all of us who are in this business working hard. Up for yourself, there really is nothing they won't do.
Right.
Fans are currently left to speculate about the depth of Diddy's relationships and the possible shadowy side of his success. Not to forget, Cat Williams has expressed similar sentiments to those expressed by Jaguar Wright, saying that Diddy, along with Will Smith, Steve Harvey, and Ludacris, are on the flip end of it all. Mel Gibson is also bringing attention to the darker sides of Hollywood by lending his voice to Bieber, Wright, and Williams. You see, if you don't already know, following the premiere of Sound of Freedom, a film that Gibson actively supports, interest in a 1998 interview in which he criticized the evils of Hollywood has grown. And although Gibson doesn't specifically link his comments in the interview to the subjects of the film's controversial release and emphasis on combating child sex trafficking in Hollywood have generated internet debates.
I think it is moving forward. I think that light has definitely been shone into the dark regions, and it's painful, but it's a necessary thing for change. So there you go.
Do you agree, John?
Yeah, you can't help. It's an incredibly difficult thing to talk about in the context of a comedy interview.
Yeah.
Because there's very little that's comic about it. Yeah. You're seeing lives destroyed, but you're also seeing lives that have been deeply troubled for years, and it's
kind of a tragic healing process.
It's a big upheaval. I mean, I've never seen Hollywood quite so shaken by anything.
According to those close to him, Gibson has been pushing Sound of Freedom on social media and in his inner circles. Meanwhile, Elijah Schaffer, a podcast presenter and movie producer, has also made the connections, putting out a hypothesis that suggests a connection between Gibson's 1998 interview and the subjects covered in Sound of Freedom. Now, in a since-deleted interview, Gibson talked about how he had weird, paranoid suspicions when he first came to Hollywood, and how he eventually found out that some of his darkest concerns about the entertainment industry were true. In a tweet, Schaffer also intensified Gibson's cautions about the entertainment business, claiming that Gibson predicted Hollywood's backlash against him and even made reference to performers as actual demons. For now, we are not sure how true the claims we are hearing are, but if renowned names like Williams, Jaguar Wright, Justin Bieber, and Mel Gibson are themselves joining hands, then who are we to second guess, right? That's all for today. Do you think there will be more voices joining in against the dark forces of Hollywood? Let us know in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.